So you're thinking about moving to Bellingham, Washington, and more specifically the Blaine Washington area. Maybe you are a Canadian and you're thinking of buying some property just across the border down here so that you could have a place to spend the night if you didn't feel like crossing back up after a weekend in Seattle or in Birch Bay, or you're just looking for a nice getaway, for a nice holiday in the area. This might be a good option for you. Maybe you live in Seattle and you're just looking for a nice little holiday location to come up to by the water. I'm about half a mile from the bay over here. We're about a mile from the Canadian border back that way. So just walking through what would be otherwise known as Main Street, Blaine, but it's actually called Peace Portal Way. So in this video, as always, I'm going to take you to a few different neighborhoods, show you different price points of homes for sale to see what might fit into your budget. So let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, playing, working, and the good and bad about living in the Bellingham, Washington area, and more specifically Blaine, Washington, then subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Blaine, Washington. My name is Dale Serbisek and I'm with the Living in Bellingham, Washington team. And every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you, and we love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'll help you with the smooth move to the Bellingham, Washington area, and more specifically Blaine, Washington. So I'm hanging out here on a sunny day in Blaine, Washington on the main promenade area. It also is the main street that goes through Blaine. Blaine's a pretty small town, has that small town feel, but they really kept the downtown, old town area looking nice. There's a lot of great restaurants. Back here there is a Black Forest Steakhouse, which is a locally owned steakhouse that ranks right up there with the best of them. Back behind me here you can see there's a brand new Starbucks building with some good restaurants. There's a Mexican grill, the Blaine Visitor Center's in there. There's also a great ice cream shop. Edeline Dairy is a local dairy farm in Whatcom County that's been in business for over 100 years. So for those ice cream addicts out there, they'll satisfy all of your urges as well. We're very close to the Canadian border as well. About a half a mile up this road is the Peace Arch crossing, which is very large. A very large crossing, has a huge park. It's both on the US and Canadian side, so you can walk back and forth. It's a lot of fun. There's the big Peace Arch monument that's been there for over 100 years, which signifies when the US and Canada is still the largest international border that is unarmed in the entire world. So that's pretty cool. And then back this way, behind me, got a bus going by. Looking to the west there, you can see off in the distance here is the Blaine Marina where you can keep your boat. If you're thinking that you might want to cruise out in a sailboat or a powerboat into Drayton Harbor in the Puget Sound, you can sail across the border right into Canada. The first main town in Canada on the waterfront there is White Rock, BC. It's a nice little town. People like to vacation there from Canada. And then there's also on the other side of Drayton Harbor is Semiahmoo Resort, which is a nice place for you to go stay the weekend. It's got a hotel, convention center, swimming pools, loads of beaches to walk on. If you love to golf, gosh, you got Semiahmoo Golf Course. The country club is a PGA ranked course, so is Loomis Trail is another golf course that's pretty close to this area. So yeah, just a lot of great things to do in the area. So as always, stick around to the end and I'm going to show you some other properties. I'm going to show you around some hidden secrets in the area. So let's go check out some properties. So here we are at 586 H Street Road. This is a good example of an older home that's been completely remodeled. You have a nice 2-car garage here that's insulated. Could also be used as a shop, which is a nice feature. It's on an extra large corner lot. A little bit of a busy road, but not too bad. Mostly just around the going to work and coming home from work kind of times is when it's going to be busiest. But this house was built in 1927, but it's been completely remodeled from the studs in. You're looking at 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Square footage is just over 1,200 square feet. And basically everything's new. We're talking drywall, flooring, countertops, kitchen cabinets, bathrooms, you name it. It's going to be completely new inside. The price of this house is $539,900. And it is a really good example of someone who's taken an older home, completely remodeled it. You get kind of the best of both worlds. You're going to get more square footage than you would otherwise get in a completely brand new construction. You're going to get a bigger lot. You can see it's a nice large corner lot here. So again, just a great example of what you can get for the money in the Blaine area. So as usual, we're going to drive around the neighborhood, show you around, and head to the next property. So here's a good example of a Blaine house. It's in the $400,000 price range. This house is $485,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home coming in at $1,236 on the square footage, built in 2019. It's a pretty small lot, zero lot line they call it, so it's going to be minimal yard work, but just a good example of another property in the area. We're pretty close to the beach. There's a place where you can launch kayaks over there as well. Drayton Harbor. Check it out on the map. It's just a great place to do water sports, where again, we're very close to the Canadian border. So as usual, when we drive out, I'm gonna take some video and show you around the neighborhood. So driving on my way out of the neighborhood, I saw one more example of a house that's in the $500,000 price range. This house is sale pending. These newer construction ones tend to go pretty quick. It is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,484 square footage. And again, this house is brand new construction. You can see that we're on a cul-de-sac here, and there's quite a few vacant lots that aren't currently active listings, but they could be bought if someone wanted to make an offer. So again, if you have any questions about that, my info's in the description below. Feel free to shoot me a text, send me an email, or give me a call, and I'd be happy to help out. You can see in the back there is Drayton Harbor, which is to the west. You can see how close we are to the water. And I'm gonna actually see if I can go find the kayak launch area so that you guys can see what that looks like. And as usual, on the way out, I'll take some more footage of the neighborhood so you can see what it looks like. All right, I promised you I'd find it. We're at the Dakota Creek kayak launch. The tide's on its way out, but let's go check it out. So this is a great spot. There's a parking lot back there that'll hold about 8 or 10 cars. You can park there for free. Bring your kayaks down here. It's just maybe a 5-minute walk. You can see we're facing the west there. We get some pretty spectacular sunsets there. It's a great place to come. People bring their dogs, throw them in the kayak, kids paddle around. We look over here, you'll see that's Dakota Creek, which of course is a freshwater creek running in to Drayton Harbor here. It's just a great place to come out. Some people will bring crab pots if it's Dungeness crab season. You throw them in, kayak around for a few hours, come pick up your crab pots, take home some Dungeness crab if you like that kind of thing. And just around this little point here, eventually you go up past Blaine, Semiahmoo area. Some people I've heard even kayak from this location all the way across the border to White Rock, BC. They have a pier there that you can kayak up to, and you just basically radio into U.S. Customs and Border, let them know that you're crossing over so that they know, and you can cross the border in your kayak. Go figure. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and let's get out of here. So I want to thank you again for watching all the way to the end of my video here of the Blaine, Washington area. And I'm currently at Peace Arch Park, and they're having a pretty cool celebration over here. You can see it's been 101 years since they erected this monument back here in representation of our open borders here between the US and Canada. And they're just doing a bit of a celebration and a memorial for that. We're having some fresh salmon open to the public. We're on the US side of this Peace Arch Park. As you can see, those monuments and of course the large arch there are the actual boundary line. You can see cars here are driving to head to cross up to Canada. And I'm gonna walk up the park this way and show you around. One of the things that's pretty unique about this park is when we were in the midst of the big C, as we might call it. I don't want to actually say the word because it can mess up with the YouTube algorithms. But this park remained open during that 2-year period when you couldn't even cross the border into Canada, or the Canadians couldn't come down here. So it was a great opportunity for people who had loved ones living on each side of the border could actually meet at this park for the day and have a picnic, barbecue, hang out, see family and loved ones. It was pretty controversial during that time because of course it was allowing people from each country to intermingle, so to speak. But nonetheless, it was a great opportunity for those people to be able to see loved ones, because being so close to the Canadian border, as you can imagine, a lot of people were used to just crossing over and seeing their loved ones and friends, you know, within a 15-20 minute drive, and that stopped completely. Anyways, again, I want to thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it gave you some insight to the Blaine area. It's a pretty cool town, right on the border. You're about 40 minutes from Vancouver, BC. Once you cross the border, you're probably 2 hours from Seattle. It's just a great, nice central location. If you're looking to buy a piece of property, I mean, you could buy something, as we've seen already on this side of the property, where you just cross over into the Canadian side and you're going to look at something that's 3 times the cost. So once again, if you want any more information on the Blaine area, you're going to be in the area, I'd love to walk you around, show you around, help you make that smooth move to the Blaine area. So in the description below, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Be happy to help out. See you next time.